Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Coming up here in the, I would say, relatively near future, we are going to have one of the largest updates Warzone in general has seen. It's been something that from pretty much day one players have been asking about, and that is a Warzone official ranked mode. All throughout Warzone 1, we were asking for this a ton. We saw modes that would be similar to how a ranked mode would play with things like Iron Trials and Titanium Trials with different rule sets, but ultimately we never had a specific playlist dedicated to just ranked, based off of super extreme skill-based matchmaking, more so than just the standard public lobbies with actual rewards you can grind, divisions you can, improve through and get all the way to the top and flex just how good you are at the game. But now it's official. Call of Duty tweeted out, with the start of Season 2 saying, Season 2 is almost live. Here's a taste of what's next. We're getting some certain things in Season 2 Reloaded. But then with Season 3 and beyond, we're seeing Gunfight, Plunder, and Warzone ranked. Now, here's the thing. We don't have an exact date outside of Season 3 and beyond, which truly could mean Season 3, Season 3 Reloaded, Season 4, or Season 4 Reloaded. That's about as far as I'd say things could potentially get pushed back. But based on what the devs actually said when I was in a call with them prior to the launch of Season 2, Gunfight is guaranteed for Season 3. We're going to see the launch of that, and there's going to be new Gunfight maps with every single seasonal update moving forward. Plunder also seems to be guaranteed for Season 3 based on the wording that the devs were talking about. In that call itself, they basically said, next season you're going to be able to plunder around on the Warzone maps. So ranked could very easily be a Season 3 launch update, but it could also be Season 3 Reloaded about a month and a half after the launch of Season 3. It could even be a Season 4 update. That we're just not sure of, but that's not really the most important thing. Just wanted to throw it out there because I'm sure some of you might be wondering when exactly could we see ranked. The thing is though, this is one of the most anticipated updates ever. As mentioned, we have wanted this for so long, and it's going to be a major turning point for a lot of Warzone gameplay. But there is a major issue that this update faces, and a major problem that this update is going to have to combat if this mode is going to be playable whatsoever. And that, my friends, is the cheaters. This is a big topic I wanted to focus on today because I want to get out in front of it, because we're going to be talking about this, I'm sure, in, a season and a half time when Warzone ranked is here, because it's going to be a problem. Let's look at Modern Warfare 2 ranked as it is right now. It seems to be going over very well. The community seems to be loving it. The numbers on Twitch and on YouTube have increased a lot in terms of viewership because of the launch of ranked in multiplayer here, but the actual gameplay itself is far from flawless. Currently, in the paid Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer experience of ranked play, there are cheaters everywhere. They are running amok. Things are spiraling out of amok when it comes to the cheater issue. Every single day, I see the CDL pros that are grinding ranked talking about it. I see other top tier players and content creators talking about how ranked was a ton of fun, but they're constantly running into cheaters. And keep in mind, this is the $70 paid experience that people are willingly, one, spending money on cheats for, which is an absolute loser thing to do. Like, if you're doing that, I feel bad for you genuinely. But then two, they're also willingly paying this $70 to get the premium version of the game and to get multiplayer, to then use their pay-to-play cheats on that, knowing they're going to get banned. Like, yes, there are tons of cheaters on the game, but that's oftentimes because they are cheating, they're getting banned, and then they're creating a new account. And it's been seen multiple times now. Several creators are saying they're running into the same cheater on different accounts with some different names, but they know it's the same person. So people are already going crazy on Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer ranked, buying the cheats, buying the multiplayer game, wasting that money, getting banned, and then doing it again and again and again. So much so that there is right now a massive cheating problem in multiplayer, which is far less accessible than Warzone. I mean, we can look at Warzone right now too, and yes, there are still plenty of cheaters. I personally don't think it's as bad as back in Warzone 1. I think Ricochet has evolved a decent amount, but it's still just an anti-cheat. It's not a bad anti-cheat, but it's far from being a great anti-cheat, right? It is what it is. So when we look forward to the launch of Warzone 2 ranked, from day one, we're already preparing for a major issue. And by the way, as we're going through this whole conversation today, if you guys are new to the channel, if you're not subscribed yet, every day I got you covered with all things going on, so that when we see updates about ranked, maybe when we see updates about the anti-cheat, so on and so forth, I'll always be covering that for you guys right as it happens. So feel free to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. And if you enjoy the video, let me know by dropping a like on it as well, would be really appreciated, as it does really help the channel grow. But if people are already going all in on multiplayer and spending the money to get on the paid game and cheat there, what do you think the free-to-play game is going to be like? It quite literally will turn into the cheating issue we have in MW2 ranked, just amplified to the extreme, because anyone can just create that new account, spend the minimal amount of money on the cheats that they were already buying for multiplayer, and save themselves the $70 to $100 of buying Modern Warfare 2 to just download the free version of Warzone 2 and jump right back in. So something absolutely is going to have to be done to combat this, or honestly, one of the most important updates in Warzone history is going to be completely overshadowed and completely ruined by the cheating issue. Now, how exactly could you combat this? One, Ricochet needs updating. I imagine that part of the reason we're seeing more cheaters now over time compared to, back at launch is because at launch, Ricochet had its all new updates. It was, new things in the back end, new countermeasures to prepare for cheaters and to catch them quicker. But then they don't update Ricochet over time, and the cheat developers start to figure out how things work and how they can navigate it and how they can avoid players getting banned. They update their cheats, and until Ricochet updates and takes that next step in front of them, there's going to be more cheaters on the game. So it's a constant, battle back and forth between the cheat developers and Ricochet to be updating, and whoever's doing it faster is going to see more success with what they're trying to get after, right? So first countermeasure, Ricochet needs more updating. Now that said, they're never going to talk about this. They do not communicate about the anti-cheat, and they say that's partially because they don't want to give more information to the cheat developers, and that aspect I understand. It would also be nice to see some communication in the form of it, though, letting us know, hey, we are actively aware that there's a lot of cheaters right now. There won't be in, a week from now when we put out our next update, or whatever the case may be. Regardless, I'm not expecting much communication there, but it would be cool. But I also understand why sometimes they just don't, because it would be working against them at that point. Another countermeasure, though, that unfortunately would end up hurting part of the player base, but could also very easily deter a large amount of cheaters, is adding in a playtime threshold in which you can't play ranked until you play a certain amount of standard Warzone, right? Oftentimes other games do this. I believe Overwatch has it. I know Valorant has it, where you have to play a certain amount of unranked matches. You have to put a certain amount of time into the core game before you're allowed to actually queue into a ranked match. So maybe, for Warzone 2, just off the top of my head, you'd have to do something like, play 25 matches of Battle Royale on Al Mazrah before you could end up jumping into ranked. Now, yes, for a new player wanting to jump on and just play ranked, that would be kind of sucky, because they'd have to go through and play all these games in a mode that they don't really want to play. They just want to play ranked. But for a cheater that's going to jump on the free-to-play game and have their cheats readily accessible because they are losers and they are nerds, they're going to have to then waste their time playing those 25 games. And if there's one thing I can get on board with personally, it is wasting cheaters' time, right? So that could be another deterrent, if you will, where, yeah, if they know they have to play those 25 games, they might not create that new account and do it all over again and then get banned in 2 days and then have to do it all over again. Is that a 100% effective way to get rid of every single cheater? Absolutely not, by no means. There will still be people who, I guess, have enough time on their hands. I guess if they're cheating, they're not probably doing much elsewhere, so they'll go through and they'll play those, placement matches or prep matches, whatever you want to call them, so that they can get into ranked and cheat for no real reason. But it could certainly help nonetheless. Pretty much as excited as I am for the Warzone 2 ranked update, and I see myself spending tons and tons of time playing this because I, for one, have really wanted to see this for years now, I am worried that there's going to be a lot of issues with the cheating problem day one, and hopefully, there'll be some actions in place to help minimize it as much as possible. That being said, that is going to wrap things up for today. If you guys enjoyed the video, let me know by dropping a like on it. And if you're new here, feel free to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications so you can always stay up to date with all things going on in the world of Call of Duty. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.